Welcome to your evening news on Channel 8 RAE News. Our first report will be with Emily Hare with the hourly weather report.
Yes, Rabia, I've heard of some nasty weather downtown. What's it like there?
Yes, here in Vernon we're experiencing heavy rain and hail. Currently the rain is falling at a rate of 5 drops per second with winds at 24 miles per hour. There are also many towns that are experiencing heavy hail. This piece of hail has a volume of 2 inches cubed, which is about the size of a quarter. There are many reports of fallen trees and downed power lines. Allison Camp will report that story shortly. Back to you, Rabia. The volume of the hail is 3 inches cubed because volume equals length times width times height. Volume equals 1.5 inches, which is the length, times 2 inches, which is the width, and 1 inch, which is the height. Volume equals 1.5 times 2, which is 3, times 1. Volume equals 3 inches cubed. Here's your 7-day forecast. Grab your umbrellas. Monday's going to be rainy and 35 degrees. You better bundle up. Tuesday's going to be snowy and 15 degrees. Wednesday's going to be cloudy and 40 degrees with 20% chance of precipitation. Thursday's going to be hot and sunny at 50 degrees. Friday's partly cloudy and 45. Saturday will bring thunder and lightning with temperatures at 27 degrees. Sunday has a severe thunderstorm warning with temperatures at 20 degrees. Here are some weather statistics. The median is the middle number in a list of ordered numbers. Out of the numbers 15, 20, 27, 35, 40, 45, and 50, which are the temperatures, 35 degrees is the median temperature because it's in the middle. The mean is the average of the numbers. If you add all of the temperatures, you will get 232. 232 divided by 7, which is the amount of numbers, equals 33.14. 33.14 is the mean of the temperatures. The range is the difference between the highest and lowest values. In these numbers, the highest value is 50, while the lowest is 15. 50 minus 15 equals 35. 35 degrees is the range of the temperatures.
Okay, our next report will be with Allison, who will be covering the downed power lines and fallen trees. Now to Allison with the story.
Yes, we've been receiving many reports of power outages because of fallen lines and trees because of the strong winds and heavy hail. This telephone pole is a cylinder-shaped figure that has a base and diameter of 1 foot. If this telephone pole were to fall, it would span 50 feet because of its length, causing great devastation. Now back to the station.
Area of the telephone pole would be 0.785 feet squared because area equals pi times radius squared. Area equals pi times 0.5 feet squared because the radius is half of the diameter. Area equals pi times 0.25 feet because 0.5 squared is 0.25. Area equals 0.785 feet squared. We have just received breaking news on a ship that has just sunk in. Now to Rabia with further details.
Yes, just moments ago a ship, the Rose, was sunk in the Connecticut River. It is now resting at the bottom of the river at a depth of 43 feet. The ship reportedly sprung a leak when a sharp triangle object, such as this, pierced its exterior wall. Back to Allison at the studio.
And now on to our next story of the day, which includes the new iPhone 6.
There have been many complaints that the new iPhone has created many problems, including it bending while inside the pocket of its buyer, as well as its excessively large size. As you can see, the phone is bending at a 35-degree angle. Also, users are not happy with the 14.36 inches squared area and the 6-ounce weight. More than 10 million iPhone 6 Pluses have been bought since the release, and 10% of the users are greatly unsatisfied. Now back to the station.
Our next report is on the disastrous bombing in New York City. Allison has all the details.
Yes, I do. This morning in the city of New York, there were several explosions in different parts of the city. Police tell us that the explosives were 14 inches in diameter. They weighed in at 3,500 pounds. There have been many reports of injuries and deaths from around the city. The current fatality rate is about 65% with 583 injuries. reported from the local hospital. We'll be back with another story after this break.
The circumference of the bomb would be 43.96 inches because circumference equals pi times diameter. Circumference equals pi times 14 inches since 14 inches is the diameter. Circumference equals 43.96 inches. It's the amazing dog ball. You can toss it, roll it, and even get a lifetime warranty. This spectacular product is a magnificent spear, perfect for playing catch with your dog. It can be yours for only 3 easy payments of $3.14. Welcome back to the show. That infomercial has gone viral seemingly overnight on the internet. We sit down with the superstar of that video, Ella, to see how she feels about it. So Ella, what's it like being an internet sensation?
Woof, 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 woof.
And what have been your rewards?
Woof, 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 woof.
How do you like the video?
Woof, woof.
Thank you, Ella. We are now back with our cooking show from our expert chefs, Rabia and Allison. Now to them.
Yes, today we'll be making a delicious apple pie in honor of Pi Day. The pie will have a diameter of 8 inches and a circumference of about 25.12 inches. In order to find the circumference, you must multiply the diameter by pi. Now to the baking.
First, we put the apples in the pie sheet, and then we put the crust on.
Then we put the pie in the oven. Our pie is now done.
In honor of Pi Day, let's talk about pi. Here are some numbers. 3.1415, 926535, 897932, 384626, 433832.
Now that our pie is done, back to the station.
The circumference of the pie equals 25.12 inches because circumference equals pi times diameter. Circumference equals pi times 8 inches because the diameter of the pie equals 8 inches. Circumference equals 25.12 inches. We have just received breaking news on an airplane crash. The plane was on its way back to Bradley Airport. It was going at a downward slope when the pilot lost control. Unfortunately, the pilot could not regain control and the plane fell 2,500 feet. It crashed into the Atlantic Ocean. We are still receiving details on the crash. The slope that the plane is traveling is -1 feet over 2 feet because slope equals rise over run. If the plane is traveling forward 50 feet, that equals the run, while it's traveling downward 25 feet, which is the rise. So the slope equals -25 feet over 50 feet, reduced equals -1 foot over 2 feet.
Our next story is on the Ralph Lauren fashion show. Allison is there right now.
This fashion show includes many high-class clothing items by fashion designer Ralph Lauren. As the model walks down the runway, you will notice her arms at a 90-degree angle and her heels are 4 inches tall. The catwalk is 200 feet long and 6 feet wide, which gives it an area of 1,200 feet squared and a perimeter of 412 feet. The show is running smoothly. Now back to the station.
Thanks, Allison. We will now go to commercial break.
Help! I'm falling and I can't get up!
Mom, are you home?
I'm right here, honey.
Mother, are you okay?
I'm fine because of my trusty life alert. Without it, I wouldn't be alive today.
You can own your own Life Alert by calling this number, 1-800-SAVE-ME, and use the hashtag #LifeAlertSavedMyLife.
With the sports report from Rabia! Yo, yo, yo!
We are currently at the Yukon basketball practice. Here's a talented player, Sarah Ann. This basketball here is in the shape of a sphere with a circumference of 28.5 inches. The point of intersection between the two objects is where the ball meets the ground when dribbled. basketball hoop also includes a transversal, which is in the middle of the hoop, which crosses the backboard and the base of the hoop. Now to Emily with the gymnastics report. What's it like being a pro basketball player?
It's my passion. I love it.
Do you feel any pressure when playing?
Yeah, I feel pressure to win.
How do your fans support you?
I love my fans. They keep me going.
The basketball hoop is an example of a transversal because a transversal is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at different points. The vertical pole on the basketball hoop intersects the top of the backboard, the bottom of the backboard, and the base of the hoop. The circumference of the basketball equals 28.5 inches because circumference equals pi times diameter. Circumference equals pi times 9.1 inches because the diameter equals 9.1 inches. Circumference equals 28.5 inches. We are here with the gymnast Lauren Jones. As you can see, Lauren is performing a back handspring. Her arms will intersect the ground when they are perpendicular to the trampoline. She is now in a split where her body and legs form a linear pair. The angle of her upper body and back leg and upper body and front leg are supplementary angles, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. When Lauren is in a split, she forms two supplementary angles, which means that they add up to 180 degrees. These supplementary angles equal 90 degrees, which means 90 plus 90 equals 180. In a cartwheel, her arms and legs form vertical angles where the angle between her arms is congruent to the angle between her legs. Lauren is performing a cartwheel. She forms two different lines as well as two pairs of vertical angles. These mean that they are congruent. These angles add up to 180 degrees, meaning they are supplementary, as well as these angles. Together, they form 360 degrees. Rabia will report next with the soccer report.
We are here with pro skateboarder Tony Hahn. He is going on a downward slope of 20 feet with a skateboard that has circular wheels. We will interview him later. What's it like being a pro skateboarder?
It's great. It's what I've been doing since I was a child.
How does geometry relate to skateboarding?
I have to know my angles and what kind of slopes there are.
How much do you practice?
I practice every day.
Sarah and Jill are here at Gillette Stadium playing the All-American sport of football. Here they are passing the ball with a 360-degree spin. They will then make it down to the end zone where the goalposts stand. These consist of 4 different lines which form 4 90-degree angles.
Field goal creates 4 different lines as well as 4 different right angles, which means that they equal 90 degrees. For tonight, folks, tune in tomorrow for our morning broadcast. Welcome back to the show. That infomercial has gone seemingly viral over the internet.
Who cares? They're not gonna notice.
My tummy.
Allie, you're gonna break it. And all our stuff is on. Are you serious?
The slope that the plane is traveling is -1 feet over 2 feet because pirate. What? Pirates don't fly ships.
So, our next story is on the disastrous bombing in New York City. Allison has all the details.
There have been many complaints about the new iPhone. I made a touchdown. I made a touchdown.
Okay, our next report will be with Allison, who will be covering the downed power lines and fallen trees. Now to Allison with the story.
The show is running smoothly. Now back to the station.